What do you think people think of when they see you? What movie comes to their mind, would you guess?
I don't know. Let's ask them.
Yeah, folks, could you write in?
I don't know. I suppose for a long time it was Midnight Cowboy. Those people who've seen Coming Home probably feel strongly about that performance, you know. No way of telling. A lot of people like Conrad.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people saw it on television, you see. So a lot of the audience that I didn't reach with the other films that I've done, you know.
You know, that's funny. It just dawned on me. Television has really changed the whole movie industry in terms of a second massive audience of seeing movies.
Sure. Oh, yeah. And it's a... I don't know. It's interesting that the television films are a certain kind of breed of films, and they have taken... there's a lot being done on television that used to be done by films.
Well, I think Coming Home was a movie with, forgive me, a message. May not have been intended, but I don't know why people in the business shy away from message movies. I think they leave you with something more than just an aftertaste or thought. They say something.
Well, all the big stuff that I know about, the great stories are... I think the great story is a great story. I don't think that a great story necessarily has an obvious message. This picture was about a time in our country when a specific war was going on, and therefore it has political ramifications. But if it has, but the certain kind of success that I think it has transcends those boundaries. I would like to think we achieved that kind of success with the film. I don't, by the way, there are political films that are terrific, like China Syndrome is a great political thriller. I mean, it is terrific.
Yeah, but that's more about the television news business than anything. I told Fonda
is that what it was about?
They made a movie, they didn't know what they made, but the timidity of the television news industry in America is shameful, what's going on.
Well, it was about a lot of things, that piece. It was extremely well observed.
Right.
Really, gee, it was really a good movie.
Where were you born, raised?
Born and raised in Yonkers, not very far from here.
Always wanted to be an actor?
We're in the Plaza Hotel, for those of you who don't know.
In New York, right. You were a long way from the Plaza then, I presume, in spirit, perhaps.
Well, yes. The Plaza was an intimidating structure to me.
Did you always want to be an actor, you little boy, a teenager?
I suppose I always did. I did a few acting things. I kind of snuck into it, and I was always a very gregarious person and a bit of a performer, you know.
Father, mother in show business?
No, but my dad was a rather theatrical man, and he really loved movies. We used to go to movies every Monday night after it was my dad's day off. He was a golf professional. And we used to pack the kids into the car and get down to Yonkers, and my mom had made bologna sandwiches, and, you know. Yeah. And we'd all go to the theater, and we'd see we'd see four movies at that time. We'd see 2 double features. We'd go from the Park Hill to the Loews, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See everything. Then we'd use those up, go to White Plains. Then we had to go. Finally, we had to go to Stanford eventually to see movies.
So, did you go to college?
Yes, I did. I don't know why I forgot that for the moment.
It must have been a memorable experience.
I guess.
Where'd you go?
I went to Catholic University in Washington, D.C.
Study acting, drama?
Yeah, they have a good acting school, and that's, I guess, why I went there.
I've heard people say if you want to be an actor, though, it's a waste of time to go to college. You're better to get right into acting. On a professional
Well,
level.
I'll tell you what I think about that. I think that there's a life experience thing that you need to go through. Just like we have this young boy, Ricky, in the film The Champ. I'm telling him, you know, go to school, hang around your buddies, play sports, find out what the kids your age are thinking about, and grow up with them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the same is true of anybody. I think that life experience is very important, and I think we have to be parts of our community. And that's why I have had long seasons when I've been out of work, and not by choice, but I'm not the kind of person that can do back-to-back work because I have to fill up. I have to take a look around me, and I have to get banged around a bit. Yeah. And I can't do that always in a film environment when my focus is on a certain kind of vision, you know.
Let's go back now to Midnight Cowboy, which was a banged-up character you played in that movie. Any of that you, in your early days in New York, struggling to be an actor?
Not in that way, no, but I don't know. It's so funny to me. Midnight Cowboy was a real interesting thing because it seemed to be such a natural part of me, and I guess I found out a lot about myself from doing that role. A real naivete.
Really? You discovered things about yourself?
Yeah. I mean, the way I got into that role is because of my sense of humor. I thought he was very funny. I thought that guy was a very funny guy. Just what his head was doing was funny, you know, like and it's some part of me, and it's some part of all of us, you know. Like he was so insecure about who he was that people would say, "Hey, you," and if he thought it was him, you know, is that moment of terror when the guy might have meant him.
Yeah.
Just that little thing to say, and then that moment when he's trying to meet that personality coming at him. I mean, just that little thing I thought was so funny about him. And I guess I really picked on you know, that kind of part of all of us that is a little bit making a face to greet the day, you know.
Right. I always, the scene where you take off your boots and dump the perfume in it, was that planned or was that spontaneous?
Oh, no, the perfume was there. I did that, but, you know, like, I think that's a funny scene too. I think a lot of the stuff in that movie is really funny.
Well, everybody tells me you
get into a crazy character's head, boy, you really have a lot of fun.
But now what's surprising about you is that everybody has told me through these interviews that you have a great sense of humor, you're very kind of wacky and goofy, which I don't think anybody watching now would ever think that of Jon Voight from the roles you've had on the screen. Now, why is that?
Maybe I'm not working well. I mean,
You gotta get
I ain't bringing a whole part of me to the work.
No, you aren't if that's the case.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, why is that?
I don't know. I gotta go back to class again.
No, it's not that
God, I'm
people
40 years old. I guess gotta keep doing it all over again.
people pick you
It's
for...
true.
Well, yeah, well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, we're going to work on that,
Let's
John.
do something about that.
Jon Voight.
Folks, please.
Let's do something funny, but just before we leave, so they show them what we're talking about. They told me you jumped up and danced around like Fred Astaire the other day.
Do something funny.
Yeah. See, now we're really finding out a good actor.
Good
here,
afternoon, folks.
Good evening.
Nice
We'll put him on
talking
the newscast.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Wonderful
John.
fellow.